I'm your host, Mike. I'm joined by a couple of upstanding gentlemen in the fine community they live in. Uh, Dalton, where they find you at?
We're at Daltonians TFs, right there on the screen. Read it.
Dakota.
Man, you can always find me carrying that MF and thing.
Hold on a second.
Them dogs are carrying that MF and thing, I'll tell you that.
I know.
Sounds like they fighting over a piece of schmeat in that house. I muted. So, Dalton, man, did you get anything interesting this week?
Well, I did. I got the Siege Ratchet. Thank you, Mike. And I've started getting into the world of manga. And
books.
Yep.
Backwards books at that.
Right? I got the first volume of Beastars, and it's really good.
That's awesome. So, like just while we're on the topic of manga real fast, I started reading some of those Generations Legends comics. And because they're done up in that manga style, and like whenever Karyudo sent me, I've been reading them online where someone's already translated them and put them in the order that they would need to be in from top down.
Great.
And so Karyudo sent me the Blue Big Convoy one way back whenever they were still doing Neo, and he wanted to include that in the release. He was like, "Give this a read." And like I looked at it and I was like, I can't follow this freaking story, man. Like, where do I start? What does it? Is it just all? He was just like, no. You got to stop. Like, start like the top right, go to the left, and then like down, and then like kind of. It's strange, but like once you get the hang of it,
just read it the opposite of what you normally would, basically.
Right, like more or less, but it was still super now like I downloaded some like actual like just translated scans of a lot of those mangas, and I just been reading them. I'm just like, all right, this is interesting. Like it's so like that's something I think like one day we can talk about is like the difference with like Hasbro and Takara whenever they do, Takara packs in like really fun fiction that really makes you want to just complete a line, because a piece of the story comes with each release. And Hasbro, it's just like, here's your jerk off paperwork. Here's how you transform your stupid toy, and go on about your business.
Here's your technobabble tech specs.
Right, but like at least like and it's at least in the Legends and the or the Unite Warriors and stuff like that they've been doing for a while. It's been it's been like little packing fiction. I just want to get all of these. Like it's not even it's like, and you start to read them, then you want the toys. Like reading them online, I'm like, man, I'd love to have like all of these toys, but I don't have the space for them. So what am I gonna do?
Like those Target Masters that were teased but never got.
More or less, at least not yet. Mike, what'd you get this week?
I'm trying to remember if we talked about it last week or not. I picked up the new Transformer stuff on the shelves, the Ratchet, the Blue Streak, the Sound Blaster, or the Prime Megatron. That was it, really. I don't think
I want that little like Megatron gun cannon thing that comes with the Soundwave mold. I just don't want the Soundwave mold. Like it's gray on Soundwave too, isn't it? Or is it just gray on Sound Blaster?
No, both of them.
Both.
Yeah, it's both of them. Yeah, I really don't want that Soundwave, but like, I may have to commit and just get Soundwave and Starscream just to have like the big three, because I have that Megatron, and I wiped all that stupid battle damage off of them, and I wanted to do that with Springer, but I don't want to like wipe too deep and cut the yellow. But like more or less, like I think I'm okay with it on Springer. Truth be told, that said, like I got Springer, I got Impactor, I got whatever else I got from you, Mike, that week. I also got the Flame Toys IDW Autobot Megatron kit from More Than Meets the Eye. I haven't even like opened the cellophane like wrapper that's on the box. Haven't even looked at the screws. Like haven't done anything. It's just kind of sitting there. I wanted to build it on off the runner, but I may just finish my Tall Geese off camera and then build that IDW Megatron and then just like call it wraps for the time being.
Yeah, I really want to pick up that Megatron. It looks so good.
Yeah. And I got some leg fillers that were supposed to be here yesterday, but they left Miami yesterday and they were in transit to destination. So I may be lucky enough to get them tomorrow. Some leg fillers for Siege Impactor for both of them. So I'm looking forward to getting those in.
That's awesome.
But Mike, what kind of topics we got tonight?
All right, here we go. Thinking about this earlier. When are you a dick if someone who's selling something on a Facebook group is selling something at a markup used, but you can still get it off the online shops on sale currently? Are you a dick for lowballing him?
Oh no, not at
No.
all. Like, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. But I'll go in on this. Like, if it's one thing if it's like, oh, well, you can find it at retail, because like not everybody can find the same stuff at retail. Point in case, the three of us here, we're not going to find the exact same stuff on our shelves that any of the other ones might. But if it's on the online shops, like, or online websites or stores or what have you, and like they have it clearanced out on sale, like if this dude's really serious about wanting to move it, like, dude, you just got to take that loss, because everybody knows about it. And like I think as long as you like shoot them the offer and be like, look, I can get it from here brand new with their super saver shipping or whatever, for this much, if I'll either match that or pay like $5 less, and be like that's just the best anyone's gonna do. That's the best I could do. That's the best anybody's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I wouldn't say you're a dick for doing it. It's just being real. Like, it's just business.
Okay, here's the item. It was a MMC Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
The guy had it up on Facebook.
Is that thing really clearanced out at retail now?
Yeah, it's $85.
It's $80 at BBTS.
Oh wow.
Oh well, that's not clearance. Then I'm pretty sure that thing sold originally for $80. I remember paying $80 for mine.
Well, no, it was originally it's
It was
marked down.
95, I think, originally.
It's 90 at BBTS, marked down to 90.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
$80 and some change is what it is.
Right.
Anyways, the guy lists it on Facebook for $100. Ship
Now,
100 shipped or 100 plus ship. I can't remember.
Okay. Question: did it come with the wire for the harpoon?
It was not mentioned.
Right, because if that's the one that came from Planet Steel Express and it had that exclusive, the Planet Steel Express had a wire connection that plugged into the harpoon and the arm, so you could emulate one of the last scenes from Last Stand of the Wreckers #5 that all the other ones didn't come with. Now,
Right.
if it came with that, then I would say absolutely $100. Like, you're a dick for lowballing him because it came with the exclusive accessory.
No, it wasn't even mentioned.
If it wasn't mentioned and it wasn't specified, I mean, there's a chance that the dude doesn't even know, but like anyone who's collecting third party, like, more or less kind of knows what they're getting into and what they're getting and what usually is like exclusive to what. So like if that's the case, then like I'd have been like, look, dude, it's $80 on Big Bad, brand new. I can pay them $4 for their flat rate shipping and a bunch of other bullshit they have that I want. Or like I'll shoot you 80
90
shipped.
shipped.
No, like not even 90. Like I would shoot that dude 80 shipped just to save like $4. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. He posted it 1 minute after the thing had posted. I commented on it. And I said, I'll give you 75 shipped for it.
That's also not bad.
And
No.
he never responded back. 20 minutes go by. I sent him a message. No response. A minute after I sent a message, he posts sold. And I'm like, so you're telling me this thing sold in less than a minute after I posted I was interested? Oh yeah, it sold like 30 seconds after I posted it.
He
I should
probably
I
he,
should have
he
threw
probably
the
got a
link
better
up there.
offer.
I should have threw the link up there and said, hey, well, I can get it for at BBTS for this price. Brand
That's
new. Now is
that's
that
usually
different?
that's usually what I do, man. If I see someone on some bullshit, I'll just be like, "Yo, it's cheaper here." Blah blah
Y'all
blah.
go
Like
here for it.
more
Brand
or
new.
less,
Brand new in the box. Never opened. Yours is open and been displayed. Probably got
right?
dust.
Right. Yeah, mine's got dust. And I put stickers on it. Like so. That's strange, man. Like I don't anyone who's been looking that hard for a mastermind creation Spartan, like they already know, like you know what I mean. Like I feel like they would have hit that Google shop search. So I don't know. Maybe he
It might have
realized he
been
was
an
just going to be taking.
impulse.
He maybe realized he was going to be taking too much of a hit, and just decided to be like, oh no, I sold it. Whatever.
And play it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Or
if
or he
someone
just
really
got a
did,
better offer.
or if
Brand new.
someone did buy it, it's probably just an impulse. So, oh, cool, buy.
Right. Someone who doesn't know the shop around before you just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's been
yeah,
there's
you
been
guys
some
tell me
stuff
that
I've
every year.
there's been some stuff that I've impulse bought, man. Like, example, and I haven't paid for it yet, but it's mine. Like, the last vintage Beast Wars item I'm like really missing. Like, there's a couple of Japanese things that I'm missing, but like one that I really consider to be like a major thing is that volcano playset, and Joe had it, and he was just like, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell it to you. I was like, sweet. He goes, also, do you want any of that Takara Legend shit? And I was like, shit. And so I was like, do you have these three? And he said yes. And I was like, all right, give me those three. And he told me like the final price, and I was just like, I was like, okay, impulse. Like, I'm not gonna even attempt to shop around for those other three. I'm sure, like, if I went to like dark corners of Japanese auction sites, I could probably get the three legends like cheaper, shipped, whatever. But it's just not worth it when I'm just gonna get it all from the one spot. And he's already got like uh the Beast Wars Mutants Poison Bite that I asked him to pick up back in June, and the Legends God Bomber Hand, and then the certificate and comic and stuff for the BotCon 11 set. And he's got something else. I can't remember what. But then, like, I'm also going to be buying Mastermind Creations Ravage too. So I'm just like, wait till that drops in stock, and I'll just ship it all at once.
Right.
So, like, a little bit of Agabus, a little bit of Joe on the side purchases, and just get it all in one nice little package.
Right.
I mean, I kind of did that earlier today, Dakota.
Yeah, more or less. Like, the thing is, dude, like, I've been meaning to send you that for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I just got around to being like, oh yeah. So, what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah.
But I don't know, Mike. You think you were a dick for lowballing him?
Not lowball them. I thought I might have been a dick if I had posted the link and been like, oh, hey, by the way, I can get it here for 84 ship brand new in the box, but I'll
See-
give you $75 right now.
I would have, man, like, had the time gone by that you said, I would have edited my first post to to show, like, to show that, but oh well.
And then the guy who would have bought it would have been like, son of a bitch.
Straight up buyer's remorse.
Then he'd throw it up a week later after he gets it.
Yeah. Now there's something I've been waiting on, like, last week, like literally I think a whole week ago today. I bought another clear blue Mirage from the 3-pack. because the dude
Really?
was selling it super cheap. It was like 20. I think 26 shipped.
That's not bad.
But like he hadn't sent it out yet. But I bought it to paint up, and I plan on painting it up to where it's like mid, phasing.
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool.
So and like that's why I wanted it so cheap, because I was like, I'm not gonna. But like I have, I have intentions on not hanging on to it after I paint it up, just to see if there's like any kind of draw for people that are wanting that don't want to, risk that clear plastic and swapping parts with their opaque one and all that other stuff. So I may see if it's worth my while. If not, I'll keep it on the shelf that way, because Mirage, I've always had a soft spot for Mirage as far as like G1 characters are concerned. Like, I've always wondered, like, why is like Skywarp someone's favorite Seeker? Why is Thundercracker someone's favorite Seeker? Or like, why does someone really like Hound? And it never hit me that like the only reason I like Mirage is because that was the first G1 character I was exposed to, and therefore like it's just the one that I like the most, from a comic book no less. And I was just like, okay, now that makes a lot of sense. Like with Beast Wars it's different. With Beast Wars it's like, okay, there's character, and there's like which toy is the most fun, blah blah blah. Like I never had a Mirage toy, but being exposed to that character was something. So
Did you
Sorry.
see that, Dalton?
Yeah.
I just saw that a few minutes ago. I laughed. I about died laughing.
that's funny. But yeah, so but anyways, the point I was trying to make to that is like the dude still hasn't shipped it yet, and I'm just like at what point do I need to get pushy? Like I genuinely had forgot about it up until I think either yesterday or something like that. And I was just like, oh hey dude, have you shipped that thing out? He was like, no, not yet. I kind of forgot about it too. I was like, all right, cool. And like it's $26, so like I sent it as a gift. Like if I'm out $26, I'm out $26. But like I'd also slander that dude's name
I'll fix
all
nasty.
over.
Would you?
All over these lands. I would rip his asshole. I'd rip him from asshole to the tip of his head. Over $26, like online. Like, but like as far as like affecting me, like it's not making or breaking me.
Right.
But definitely, I would grab my pitchforks and my my torches and go after that ass. But right now, I don't think it's an issue, because like I've had people take longer to send stuff out to me, and I've still gotten it. So whatever.
Oh my God! This is you. Oh, okay. Yes or no? Transformers, Robots in Disguise, mint in box or mint in sealed box. Scourge, Grill. Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
And it's the RID. It's not like it's even if it was a Takara Black Convoy. No, there's no way that's a Grail.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find 30 of them like right now on Yahoo Japan. Why did you see one? See someone say?
Oh yeah, he said. Mark one Grail off my list.
Oh my God.
Let's discuss this. Let's read the comments. And
God, that list has got to be a mile long if that's on that list.
15 comments. It was put up an hour ago. This jackass's name is Lee Curry.
Put them on blast.
Easy. You don't put no one's name out there on.
No,
come on.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
Transformers till all are one, where fans and talent come together. Isn't that group ran by those guys?
That's very specific.
No, the guys that were pushing the Unicron, Flint and all them.
Yeah, it's got like Flint Dill's a part of it, and Greg Berger's in it, and I think Gary Chalk's in it, David Kay's in it. So it's just got a lot of different voice talents and writing talents and fans. But yeah,
here we go. Someone says, how is this a Holy Grail find? It's not even Scourge proper. The OP says because RID 2001 Scourge, excuse me, is a proper Scourge and it is one I have wanted since I originally had him. Also, why knock what people want as a Grail?
Because it's not
man,
a Grail.
This shit's begging me to come in there and be an elitist jackass.
Do it.
Did he say
Like you don't like okay, so like a Grail, like you don't like own a Grail previously. Like the dude just said like ever since I owned it the first time, like no, that's not how like a Grail is some shit that like you don't own more than once.
You've
Like
never owned it.
Point in case, I've never considered that BotCon 2006 Megatronic Grail. I've considered it a very expensive toy, but not a Grail.
And guy says, just asking, bro, don't get worked up. Then the guy who questioned it says, I think of only as G1 movie G2 Scourge. I am not worked up. You asked a question that is rather pointless. I am just answering the question and your false statement.
I forgot how much of a G1 suck fest that group can be too. Like there's so much G1 pandering in that thing. I'm just like, man, come on now. But yeah.
Well, your opinion doesn't dictate the name of an official toy now, does it? Don't be an elitist and ruin other people's happiness.
Bro, I'm about to go in there and be a 110% elitist and ruin some happiness.
So pump your brakes, bud. Nobody is ruining your happiness. Lighten up or take a pill. Everyone knows this is the one true Scourge and rules them all. It is the... Hold on a second. Pull it up. I'm going to... It's a Beast Wars.
I wonder if he's friends with, the Optimal Optimus, King, God, Alpha Primal Prime, Alpha Omega Beta.
Lee on the Grail, fine. Kind of the first real time we got an Optimus clone in fiction, I believe. Yeah, I can't count Black Leo Convoy since he wasn't Prime. Thought Beast Wars 2 did do that first. Then I think Armada. Dalton, these are probably your people. They're millennials.
They're Coda's people too.
Yeah, they're my people too.
You're not millennial. Are you? Yeah, you are millennial.
We discussed this last week.
Yeah, well, you know what? I slept since last week, so oh my goodness. I want to go in here and say, laughing my MMFO off. You silly youngsters, you. Let me see how old this dude is first.
You whippersnappers.
You whippersnappers. He might know Brett. He lives in Kentucky. I don't know. This dude's old.
Just follow it up with the comments saying, "Get off my lawn."
I know. I posted that picture in the chat that they're talking about. They're like, "This is the one."
Oh, the Beast Wars Scourge.
Yeah.
The Transmetal 2.
They're like, "That's the one and only Scourge." So, you still there, Dakota?
I think is he muted?
No, I'm not. I was
okay.
Yeah. I was wondering.
Chat.
No, I did. I already commented on it.
Oh, where'd it go? It went away. Oh shit! I hit the wrong button.
Yep. I just I was like, that ain't a Grail, bud. It's a great Scourge. Like, it's the greatest Scourge after Beast Wars Scourge. But it ain't a Grail. It's a sweet pickup though. Like I tried to kind of build him up after I tore him down. So we'll see how it goes.
I'll have to find out.
All you get is
more or less.
If I find I'm going there and he says anything, I want to put that gift or picture meme or whatever that says triggered as it lays the boogie eyes.
Bro, that chick was upset. So like I wasn't able to catch the Cybercast where y'all talked about like what defines it, like what really defines a Grail. But like how did that go?
We didn't even talk about it.
What?
They were saving it for the next time we're all on.
Yeah, I think it
Oh,
was just
wow.
me, Rick, and Josh, and that was it. Yeah,
Yeah. See, I would
I
like
think
to
he really
hear.
wants you. He wants you on there so he can argue with you about it.
That's true. I'd also like to hear what Brett's like kind of textbook definition, for it would be. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all toys and it's all silly, but it's also like kind of a, it's just like a thing. Like, man, it's just like it's such a watered down term, and it has been for so long. I just, I don't know. That's just that, it's the elitist in me, I guess. That's the elitist part of me speaking. So
He commented. He says Grails are dependent upon each person. For me, he
Ooh.
is. Well, you, my sir,
Yeah, you sir are wrong.
bruh. I gotta find me a funny meme. I'm sorry, I didn't come up with very many topics tonight.
No,
This
it's fine.
is turning into an angry Mike show.
No, it's not really
See you.
turned to an angry Mike show. I mean, it's like, here as of late, it's really been, I've seen that on more than one occasion where people are saying stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And we've had this talk that here as of late, it's come really, really strange. All of a
Yeah,
sudden.
man. I like every time I see it, like my elitist panties get bunched up just a little bit more, and like I just responded to him. I was like, "LOL, no, it's not." Like there's like, how can you argue that? Like, how can you argue that it's like, like I don't like, I don't think a grail is subject. Like, I don't think it should be subjective. I should say. I know a lot of people view it as something that's subjective. Like, oh well, it's my grail, my grail. Like, okay, like I'll hear people talk about like grail. Their grail is like some shit that ain't ever been released, hasn't even been announced. Stuff like that. Like, I'm like, but is it? If it doesn't, like I think the point of a grail, like more or less, is it's supposed to be like that one that not necessarily one of a kind, right? Because that's just crazy. But that's that stupid limited,
Super
once every
rare.
decade sort of thing. Yeah, like something crazy.
I mean, like, wouldn't a complete Loudcaster count as a grail?
I don't know. I don't know
That's
enough
not.
about. Right. I don't know enough about G1 stuff because like I feel like G1 stuff is different too, man. Like, you look into like a pristine, stickers unapplied, perfect white Minerva is apparently something that's supposed to be up there. Or I think Grandis is another big one that's not yellowed and original sticker. With a lot of G1 stuff, I know that like box insert and condition of those two things are also very important to those collectors and whatnot. So I don't know. Like there's a lot of criteria there when it comes to the G1 stuff. Like with some of the later stuff, the 90s, like G2 and Beast Wars and so on, like that's all pretty straightforward. It's like just the toy itself. Like the G2 Stunticons and the Protectobots. Like just having the toys themselves. Like you can have the carded ones, of the limbs at least, and that's all well and good, but like even if you had the ones that came in little baggies, little poly baggies, like that's still just as equivalent of a, like I guess a grail for those, but I don't know. It's like, there's a lot, and like there's even some like with Beast Wars that I'm really unsure of, like what I actually call them, uh, grails. Like even if like I speculate that the 4 Halloween horror cons were all just paint masters. Like that's my speculation, is that they were all painted up, you know, that they weren't molded in those colors. I could be wrong, but everything points to those things being painted, like painted up in house.
Mhm.
If that's the case, like they're just in-house customs, and is that really a grail? Despite there only being maybe 3 or 4 of each, like is it really like? Would you really, you know, end of the day, bottom line, consider that a grail? Like I don't know if I would, despite me actually really wanting all 4 of them. I don't think, you know, like I don't think I would look at those, and like for the whole set I'd probably spend $4,000. But I don't know if I would be like, look, I got these grails. I think I would be like, look, I got this unreleased custom shit. You know, where with the actual, you know, Beast Wars grails that I do have, the Green Ramulus, the Blue Miner, and the Feral Cheetor, like I consider those to be like, you know, the big 3 from that line, like the holy trinity of the Beast Wars line, and they're all from a, you know, freaking Transmetal 2 era, which is just as insane. But
Right.
you know,
Your
I wouldn't
era.
consider my prototypes to be grails, despite like I love those things. I still wouldn't put that grail status on them.
Right. Exactly. I mean, when I think Grail, I mean, we talked about this a little bit, where it has to be, my opinion, something that's not been reissued, in my opinion, because reissued kind of kills an original in price and as far as like people really want it. I
Fort
mean, you
Max
think
was the perfect example. Blue Big
exactly.
Convoy is another great example, and that was a lucky draw. Like, and like I don't think lucky draws should be considered grails either, just
No,
given their
never
nature.
agree.
You know,
Never
I mean,
agree.
I feel like lucky draws are just like produced grail, like they're made to emulate that, but I don't feel like that's what they really, you know, I don't feel like they really should be that, you know. Um, if they're meant to be in numbers of like 1 to 15 or whatever, like okay, it's just a manufactured grail. Like I feel like a grail is something that was made without the intent of, you know, being extremely rare. Like those G2 Stunicons and Protectobots, like they had every intention on mass producing those, but you know,
They just never made it.
the line got the kibosh. Yeah, so it was just like, okay, it's just these samples. That's it. You know, the same with the Green Ramulus and the Blue Miner. You know, and like as far as I'm aware, the Feral Cheetor too. Like that thing went all the way through machine paint steps prior to it getting the kibosh for whatever reason. But Lucky Draws is a different deal. Like I'm not gonna like sit here and say, oh, they're not rare, because they very much are. But they're manufactured rare, and I don't feel like that's the same.
I can agree with that because you say manufactured, to that degree, you know, I guess that's where I guess we'd have a disagreement because I had told you before that I believe that uh, '06 Megatron would be considered a grail, knowing it's very sought after by a lot of people and how many.
True, and you're right to that degree, but like it was also made at a time when Transformers wasn't super hot, and you know it was like, well, we think we can move 500 of these things to the hardcore fans, and like for its time, the supply met the demand, you know, and like
Right.
I know they sold out of them at the show, but more or less the supply still met the demand. Where now the demand is like 20-fold on that thing, you know, which is why it goes for such a pretty penny.
Right.
But you know, and then that may constant like that's something that falls in the criteria, you know, what I consider to be a grail. You know, it was mass produced with the intent to meet the current market supply for the time, and now the supply is just multiplied. It's just seeing it so often, you know, it just it just isn't for me. Like, the bag set of Megatron and Waspinator at TFCon this year, the one that's on eBay, the one that was on eBay before that. I feel like if there was at least a 24 to 48 month gap, then we could be talking a Grail.
Now the one at TFCon, was it 2,000 they were asking for that one?
I think that came with the Waspinator in the bag, in the sealed from the what you got at the convention,
Right. Okay.
the master bag.
That's what I thought it was. I think it was what it was.
Which is a good price, man. The last time a set sold like that in that condition is $3,000.
And it's crazy because we had talked that there's currently one on eBay that's just the Megatron, no paperwork or bio card, and it's he's asking, I think $1,350, and that auction's been up there for quite a while.
Right.
I mean, quite a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, that just goes to show you that they're saying the Waspinator can be valued at least around $600 to $700.
That, I mean, like, that's what I was kind of looking at it for. I know for a time, like, Waspinator was considered to be, $200 to $300, and the Megatron itself was considered to be between $1,000 and $1,300 for a time, for a pretty consistent time. That was the case.
Right.
I remember, I think, oh God, I think mine, the second set that I bought at BotCon in 2016. I think I paid $1,000 altogether for both of them, and I just kind of chalked it up. The ones that I picked up in 2016 from Harold.
Yeah, you paid $1,000 for it.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I know I've told the story, and like I know whenever I like walked in there and I was like looking for a BotCon 2006 Megatron and Waspinator, like a fucking hush fell over the room, and I was like, y'all keep going on about your business. No trouble here.
Yeah, Dakota walks in there. It's kind of like, it's like a stud walking in. The girls dropping their panties. When Dakota watches in the room, they're pulling all the boxes out. They're like, let's see what he's gonna buy. Let's see what he's gonna buy.
More or less, man. Like people get crazy whenever like people I don't even know, man. Like I just go in there, tell them what I'm looking for, and they're just like, all right, what kind of papers, what kind of scratches this dude about to get rid of? And so and he was just, and that's whenever he said he had both of them, and blah blah, bought both of them, and like I heard that like 10 minutes after I left, somebody came into that room looking for the pair.
Oh,
and it was the only set that was at that show, in parts parties or in the dealer room. So but
see, and I lucked out. BotCon, man, I think it was
15. It was 15. You did Let's Make a Deal.
Okay, I waited for over an hour, number one person in the line.
Yep.
And I was told there was going to be a Megatron, and Let's Make a Deal. And I was waiting and waiting. They knew what I was waiting for and how long I'd been there. And it wasn't there when they first came in. And I just kept biding my time. And then here came Harry, walked up there and just sat right in the middle. And I reached right over and grabbed it. And
you went straight. You told him you went straight to brass tacks. What does Brian want for it? Like let's not
exactly. Just don't dick around. What do you want for it? He says, "We'll do." I think it was either $400 or $450.
It was $4. Yeah, it was. I think it was $450 too.
I was like, "Whoop, done. Here's my money. Take it."
Yeah, because I think you had gotten the Waspinator at some point, like prior to that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's a deal, man. It's like, and then I remember whenever the club did their first archive sale, and like they put up all that shit. Like I wish I'd seen that coming, because I would have totally maxed out my card, because like I could have just gotten everything in one fell swoop. But I ended up getting the Shatterglass, Rodimus, and Megatron set for like $200 or $300, I think.
Yeah, and I got that as well.
I got the 2010 Cyclones, but like I got an email. They said, "Look, we may have sent you the pair from 2006. I was like, I sure as shit hope the fuck you did. I'd have flipped that set and bought one of the other one of the '08 sets like immediately, and then had a couple grand left over. I was like, look, I'll keep y'all posted. And sure enough, it came in. It was a 2008 toys. I was like, it would have been killer as shit if they would have sent me both sets, not knowing it. I would have lost my freaking mind. That's when like my morality really would have come into question, because I've always kind of prided myself on being like that honest dude to be like, look, you sent me something extra, whatever. I've done that with a couple of eBay transactions where someone has just sent me like things I haven't ordered,
Right.
Regardless of my interest in them or not. Like, I think I got one time I got one thing I didn't care about it, and I told him I sent it back. Another thing I got something, and I was like, look, you sent me this. I want it. I'd like to keep it. If I can pay you for it, let's just do that. And they were like, yeah, cool. Whatever. It wasn't supposed to go out. Blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, great.
I was going to say, it's funny you should mention that, because when I had my comic shop, I would sell comics on eBay, and I remember selling some comics, a collection of comics, and I boxed and shipped them out and everything. And then, like a couple days later, I was looking for another collection of comics, and I started looking. I couldn't find them. Like, where the hell are they? I said, did somebody literally walk out of my store with these in their hand? And didn't think. I was like, fuck, what I do? What happened? Yada yada yada. Like 2 more days later, I'm on eBay checking my my feedback, and the guy who had bought the one collection said, "Oh, these comics came in great. I really appreciate it. And thanks for the bonus comics you sent me."
Oh no!
Oh,
And I'm like, bro, I said those were a total mistake. Motherfucker never said a word.
wow!
That just goes to show you, man. And it was the Alex Ross Justice miniseries. It was like a 1 through 12 series. I had him in the shop, and I actually sent them to him, and I actually had someone come into the shop looking for it. Is what it was.
Oh, dude, that would have had me up in arms. I would have bought a plane ticket, because at that point you had that dude's delivery address. I'd have been on an airplane. Let me tell you.
All right, I understand.
I'll take a loss on a plane ticket just to get even. You know what I mean? Like, I'm super petty like that. Like, I will fly to your city. I will take a cab to your home. I will slash all of your tires and then knock on the door and ask for my shit back. Like, after
you bang his wife.
Tires. Yeah. Like, after I take a shit in the rose bushes. You know what I mean? Like,
He's like,
after I've put rat poison in your AC unit outside.
Oh, jeez.
Damn, dude. He's trying to get that first-degree murder charge.
Whoops, it was an accident. It wasn't premeditated at all.
Oh, you know what? You could probably you could probably say that I was wrong on this. A few years ago,
Thought it was free.
I picked up the Burning Convoy from Japan, the C 310E, and
nope, that's
Fire Guts.
Nope, not Godfire. Come on, Dalton, help us out with the name here.
Fire Guts.
Fire Guts, yeah, Fire Guts.
He just said it.
Okay, I thought he was gonna say Godfire Convoy. So
that was something I always wanted, and I'll be honest with you. When I picked that up, I said that's one of my grails. I remember that. Am I wrong for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like,
oh, that's fine. Every time Matt comes over here, he looks at that box. He's like, "Let me know when you're going to sell that. Let me know when you're going to sell that."
I honestly, dude, I'm surprised that the Takara Legends hasn't put one out, because I would love one of those. I wouldn't want the original, but I would love the Takara Legends set in the Fire Guts colors. But yeah, like I don't like
I mean,
and like to be fair, like I've been I guess guilty of saying got a grail, like not in like but in my like, and I feel like in your defense too, like just not knowing better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like like I considered that Beast Wars second triple Decus a grail, mostly because like I could never find them at the time. After I got my first set, I've seen 20 of them pop up over the years. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me,
well, see,
But it's like it changed my mind. Like I was like, okay, is it really a grail if I'm seeing all these different sets?
Right.
I used to think the same thing about the X9 Ravage. You'd maybe see one or two on eBay every a couple, about 6 months,
Yeah, give or take.
and then sure enough, I've got one now. So yeah, it's not a grail. It's just hard to find and expensive.
Yeah, it's just rare, expensive toy. Like I don't know what's so wrong with being like, hey guys, I got this rare, expensive toy. Like I had to save up a lot. Like I appreciate that shit as much as someone that's getting an actual grail. Like, because man, we all know that struggle. Like, no matter what it is, just having to save up and work extra and whatever just to get something. Like, it's not that it goes underappreciated. Like, if someone's hyped about getting Studio Series Sideswipe, I'm right there with you, brother, because that thing is a cool ass. That's the coolest ass mainline toy since Generation's 30th anniversary Springer. But like we gonna fight if you call that thing a grail. But I'm gonna be really excited for you, either way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just went back over here to look to see if he commented anything. He deleted the post. The post is gone.
I've seen that name
What
before.
a-
Like I know the name. I've seen the name post, in other groups and things like that. But yeah,
In
like
other
I saw where
words-
you reply. I saw where you responded, but I haven't checked it out. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, the eye roll. It was the that basketball player. Like he's getting an interview and he like looks and like he turns and walks away. His eyes roll at the same time.
Yeah, I I don't know. Maybe he blocked both of us. I don't know.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
But you got anything else for us, Mike?
I don't know. I'm trying to see where we're at on top. Yeah, we got. Do you have something?
No, I mean not off the top of my head. I picked up some comics this week. So I still haven't read books from like the last 2 weeks. I still haven't read X-Men #1 yet. The new X-Men relaunch.
Did it launch already?
Yeah, but like, dude, like my shop still has them on the shelves. They may have over ordered them, or they maybe just got an extra shipment in, because like I was under the assumption that the X-Men book was gonna be bi-monthly and not monthly, because like and I got shit a little bit backwards, and I think October was a 5 Wednesday month anyways, and that may be what's kind of tripping me up. But it's like I got X-Men. Like I was expecting today, or this week rather, to be X-Men Day, and it wasn't. And like I was expecting X-Force as well, and like that's next week, and I'm like shit. So like I'm hoping that they both, that at least the main X-Men book is a bi-monthly. And I'm really hoping that like maybe X-Force is like I would hope for that, but either way, like, because I think of the new relaunch of X-Men titles, I'm only in on X-Men, X-Force, and Excalibur. I think like I'm not gonna get New Mutants. I don't care enough about Marauders, and like I don't care enough about Fallen Angels. So like I'm out on those, but picked up Transformers #13 last week. Still haven't read it, and got Galaxies #2 this week. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Galaxies.
Are you really?
Yeah, I can't remember if we even talked about that.
No, we did talk about it. You were not excited at all about it.
Yeah, I was not super. There were a couple of contributing factors. Like I don't like the spotlight way of telling stories, like whenever they would release the spotlight books, of being like the overarching, filling in the gaps between big story events. I didn't like that, and I felt like that's what Galaxies was more or less going to be. It was just going to be like, an overarching spotlight, essentially. Like the Constructicons, they get like 5 or 6 issues, and then like it goes to Ultra Magnus for like 3 or 4 issues or something like that. So I wasn't about it. On top of that, because Galaxies was coming out, they were going to make the main book a monthly instead of a bi-monthly, and I was like, dude, this story is already burning too slow as a bi-monthly. I couldn't even imagine it as a monthly. But anyways, I was just like, you know what? I picked up Galaxies #1. Like, I think it was like the week it dropped. I emailed my comic shop. I said, guys, if you are gonna have any, like, add it to my pools. Go ahead and put it on my pool list. Just as kind of like a last ditch effort to hopefully have some Transformers comic book fiction to enjoy. And so they did, and I picked it up and I gave it a read. Loved it. Like, it was, for a single issue, such a fun, solid read as like an introduction. And like, it doesn't help. I already like Livio's artwork. You know what I mean? And I feel like Livio is the right person to put on this particular book, telling this particular story. And so I was just like, dude, this is insane. The book that I was like more or less like pouty over is better than the main squeeze, right? Like, it's insane. Like, how am I more excited for Galaxies than I am for the main Transformers book? That they need to get that writer off of that main book. Like, I would love to see whatever that dude has, in mind paying off in some way, shape, form, or fashion, but he can't tell a fucking story to save his life. He just can't.
Shit.
Yeah, like, and then like some books are out of order. Like, I think it was like issue 12 takes place before issue 10. Like, just tell it in order. You're like, if you're 30 to 50 issues in, then you can, start playing some of that. This, like, and like, it all depends on if you're weaving together intricate stories. If you're not weaving together an intricate story, don't write a fucking book 2 issues after it should have taken place. Like, just don't, because he's not doing that. He's not weaving together little threads. Like James Roberts would do that a lot. John Barber would even do it. They'd weave those little threads and then go on. And then they'd kind of like, okay, well, this is what happened X amount of months ago, and then everything would come full circle, and all these threads would start tying together accordingly. Like, this dude isn't doing that shit, like, at all. It's just like, we're gonna have a new character, and we're gonna kill it off, and I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, that's what it is.
All right.
So
I was like, I mean, I really enjoyed Galaxies. I read it, and I have not gone to my shop to pick up my latest ones yet because of knowing that Transformers is in there.
Yeah, Galaxies 2 came out this week, and I haven't read it yet, but like, if it hits as hard as the first one did, it's going to be insane that the backup book has more of a storytelling element than the main book that's now 13 issues in. Someone said they read issue 13, and it was like it started to pick up and get a little heavy. So I may change my mind. Like, the next time, whenever I'm able to kind of catch up on comics, my thoughts may change. And like, another thing, man, like, Death's Head #4 came out today, and it's the 4 of 4. It's the last book in that mini, and like, the first book I really loved. The second book I honestly really wish I could get a do-over on it. But the third Death's Head book was really great. And so, like, I'm really hoping that this fourth one, without having read it yet, because I love Kazama's art, and I think Teenie Howard is good when she's given the space to be good. But it's just like, she had to, look, chick, you got like 4 books you're working on, or like 4 books to work with in this particular miniseries. Like, the soapbox shit that normally, like, I can respect that's being put like in once every 20 issues. You don't have that luxury. Like, I don't give a fuck about your soapbox for Kate Bishop as Hawkeye and how she's she's a badass too, right? Like, okay, no, she's not. No one cares about her. And if Death's Head was a 20-book run, I would say yes, let's have an issue like that. But it was a 4-book run, so like that second one just it just didn't really fit out of place, I think, from book 1 and 3. So I'm hoping book 4 really kicks ass. Like, I'd love for Death's Head to be a mainstay. Like, I really think that's something they should focus on. Like, keep Kei-Zama doing the artwork on that. She was phenomenal on the Transformer stuff she worked on, and I've loved her artwork in the Death's Head stuff. Just like, great artist all around. So I'm looking forward to reading that, but it's just like I gotta get everything in order because like I still haven't read X-Men #1 yet. So and then I think the Deadpool reboot comes out. There was an annual that came out last month, and I think the reboot comes out this month, which I'm also looking forward to because this past run just wasn't that great. It was just a lot of wet slapstick humor. And like, I get that, like, normally, like man, Deadpool's a hard one to do, hard one to write. Like, you got like yeah, he is about that wet slapstick humor, but there's always that dry humor undertone. Is like that's what makes it incredibly funny and fun to read.
Right.
But there was none of that. Like, there was very little. I don't want to say there was none. There's very little of that dry, undertone to that wet slapstick humor. So I'm looking forward to this new writer that's going to be working on it, and whenever I guess the new Thor starts back up, like that's got to be something that's coming soon, right? Like, I know they're doing King Thor. They're doing King Thor right now, and I've been digging that. I think issue 2 came out last week, and I think I picked that up.
Yeah, I think you had a while back. I got the first 2 issues, and I'm waiting for all 4 to come out since it's a miniseries and read them all at one time.
Yeah, and you may be right. Issue number 2 may have already come out, and I may have already read it. I just remember the end of issue number 1, and I don't know. I'll have to go back and see what I got. But I wish Captain America. I wish they'd make that a bi-monthly too. like, there's a lot of really, like, it's really interesting stuff going on in the Captain America book. But that's how it is sometimes.
Dalton, you got anything?
Not really. I haven't been keeping up with the current comic situation, so.
PeteRoCon, we talked about it already, June 5th, 6th next year. Try to mention that in each podcast to remain hyped up on that. Maybe more for us than for anyone else.
Well, and like, yeah, and we're doing some really cool Stasis Lock type stuff there with the Cheetor group pick. Bring your Masterpiece Cheetor and have just a gathering of the Cheetors, the Masterpiece Cheetors. We'll all be the crazy cat lady at RoboCon. So.
We really hopefully maybe we can post that somewhere, like on RoboCon, or they post it or retweet it or something.
Yeah, I haven't shared it yet, and I've been meaning. Like, I told Jesse I was going to share it like the night that we announced it, but I just haven't yet. But I've been meaning to, because I'm sure Jesse and the team would retweet and reshare all that just to kind of make it a part of the deal, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I wonder where we have to do it at if we got too many Cheetors.
Do you remember
do it on the display?
I was going to say, do you remember where we did that Cards Against Humanity game? That one little section there I wouldn't say by the lobby, but by a couple of the convention rooms.
Oh, out in the hallway?
Well, it was out in the hallway, but it was like in the corner on a booth. It was like raised up a little bit.
I didn't know you guys played cards in Louisville that year.
Yeah, they did. I remember it. That was the
we
year
had
of,
Chris slapping so hard.
Yeah, that's the what's his name? Hot Rod was there. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Judd Nelson. Yeah, I didn't know y'all played in 16. Honestly, like, I was off too busy being an elitist golden ticket douchebag. So
I mean, that's pretty much every year. So
that's true. You're not wrong.
Well, the good thing, Dalton, I don't know if we told you or not, but I did find out they are remodeling that hotel.
yeah, I think we've discussed that a few times.
Yeah,
That they've refurbished and remodeled.
yeah, they're still remodeling. They said that the remodeling should be complete by the time we come around next year.
That's such a great hotel, man. Like
Yeah.
so many memories at that hotel. I'm bringing my Predicus just so I can feel like I'm in 2016 again.
Yeah. Take my Megatron.
I thought about that, but the only one I have is the pre-production sample.
I got two of them, pre-production and production.
Yeah.
So, but, all right. Well, I guess we'll jump off. We got a good hour. So,
Yeah.
Dalton, tell people we can find you at.
You can find me everywhere at Daltonians TFs.
Dakota.
You can find me carrying that MF and thing.
Oh, you know what that means. And you can find me everywhere as the Angry Mike or Angry Mike. We'll be back next week and catch us. You gonna be on the show Wednesday, Dalton?
Yeah.
We'll all be on Stasis Lock next Wednesday over there on the Primal Sabbath YouTube channel.
That's a dumb name.
Yeah. He just changed it to always carrying that MF thing.
Yeah, he don't want to run up on me while I'm carrying that MF and thing.
Wow, what's going to happen?